Hello everybody. We're going to do another ZoomNotes video real quick for you. Just a couple of things here that you guys have asked for me to kind of go over, so I'm going to try to help you on some of that stuff. Like I said, this is still a learning curve for me, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. In the DPC group, or DPC Digitals is the Facebook group that I am a member of, and I try to only use their stuff because I think it's the best. So anyway, going into ZoomNotes, here's what your dashboard is kind of looking like when you open up ZoomNotes. Like I said before on the very first video, when you first start ZoomNotes, you'll have 3 different things pop up. One will be this demo, one will be kind of their instruction guide, and the other one is an automatic calendar that they give you to start with. So that kind of gives you a heads up on what the ZoomNotes kind of looks like when you first download the app and start using it. There is a light version of it. It doesn't have exactly everything in it that the other one does, but for the most part it does. So this is kind of my dashboard, is what I would call a dashboard, for what things look like and how I utilize ZoomNotes the most. So this is kind of what I try to open up to when I open things up, and it has everything that I do on it. So it has my life journal, which actually opens up into a landscape, not a portrait, weekly, and as well as my grocery lists and stuff like that, menus. This obviously goes to my Google Calendar. This goes because I like to have an individual daily calendar as well. So that goes to that. These 3 things are just pretties. This goes to my journaling prompts, part of the DPC Fitness group. Sorry about that. Beth does some great journaling prompts for us every week. And so that's kind of where that falls into, and kind of how I do my journaling, so it's not in the mix of everything else. And then my brain, which is pretty much truly my life brain. That's where all of my to-do notes go, all of my lists that I make and stuff like that. So that kind of shows you why I like ZoomNotes versus GoodNotes. It's just the ability to link all of this stuff in one spot rather than jumping from notebook to notebook on my screen and keeping it open and remembering where everything is. So we'll go back out here to the beginning, try to stay focused today. When you open up ZoomNotes, like I said, you'll have those 3 things. You won't have the rest of this until you download it. So a couple things before we start downloading stuff. This little gear shift up here, if we click it, it gives us all these different options. The general option, I'll just click on them all so you can see them. The general option, you can password protect it. You can change your password after you've password protected it if you so choose. You have an auto scale symbol, which does exactly that. You can save your pin colors. I would recommend that. You can reopen straight from your last document, or you can just reopen straight to the dashboard. I like to just go to my dashboard. I can stop the app from sleeping. I can ask it to open files, autosave, time save frequency. Originally I had this at 5 minutes. Like most things in the digital world, they tend to crash at some points, and so I kind of lowered that to 2 minutes recently because I was losing some things. Save your photos to your album if you would like to do that, if you would like to edit photos from your camera through here, and kind of some other rescaling options. Your units, depending on where you're at in the world, if you want millimeters, inches, or points. Your documents, iCloud enabled, is where I want my documents to come from. All new docs to iCloud. I don't want them necessarily exporting, I just want them importing from there. So my re-index documents, I can re-index them from there. I can tag them, geolocate my documents. I would assume for other people in the world that would be important. It's not for mine. Always in English, that should be checked. And the Wi-Fi images is ported at 40,000. I honestly couldn't tell you. I know just enough to be dangerous on that, and so I don't want to try to explain that to you. Okay, I'm going to go back up here at the top. Palm rejection, again, go through all of those. Make sure all of your settings are where you want them to be. If you're right-handed or left-handed, how hard you push down, how sensitive you want that to be. as well as your stylus. You can choose which kind of stylus you have. You can choose, you know, every option pretty much out there. If not, it will link to a generic one as well. So, okay, this is the good stuff. The interface, that's where you want to go. Some of you had asked about how I had toolbars at the top and along the sides of my screen. This is where I do this. So, show my status bar. Okay, when I click on that, you'll see my status bar showing up here at the top of my iPad status bar is what it is, not your ZoomNotes status bar, because that's kind of a hint there. I do like that open. Show zoom scale. You can put that on or you can leave it off. It's totally up to you. There is a button on there that does the zoom, so I don't have it on. Show your document bar, yes please. Tiled my drawings. I don't draw a lot in here. I draw more in Procreate, so I don't have that on. Okay, my main toolbar position, the main one that's at the top of my screen normally, I want that at the top of the screen. You can choose to put it at the bottom of the screen. That's a personal preference. I think it's more distracting down there. If you like things more along your bottom of your screen like your computer would be, then you're more than welcome to put that down there. That's kind of how you would change it. Then your sidebar position, do you want it on the left or the right side of the screen? Your pop-out time, if you've chosen to use a pop-out position of one of the bars, then that's how long it would stay popped out before it went back in. This is going to tell you your icon size, your button size, and you can see how when you scroll that thing, sorry, it's zooming in and out. I'm trying to get as close as I can to you and it's messing with the focus. But you can slide that bar across, it makes it bigger or smaller. The same with the laser pointer. If you're using this for a presentation, you can adjust that if you need to. Up here at the top, again, we have our page bar is vertical. That is the vertical bar that you see over here on this side of my screen sometimes, is the page bar. Get back in here. Page bar vertical. Okay, reset page bar position. If you don't like that and you want it to go back to the way it was, that's where you would do that. It goes back up here and it just pops down underneath on the top right is the original. Your compact toolbar, if you want to keep it simple, gladly push that button. Text size, I mean, some of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory, some of it's not, so that's kind of why I'm trying to just skim through it. Show your date, that's over here on your previews. The size of your text, you can scroll it up or move it down, depending on how big you want it. I like to keep mine in the middle. Sorry, my pencil's in the way. Show the date and the tags. I have those clicked because when I open it up, I want to know when I last had it open. So it kind of helps me if I have something before I've renamed it where it's supposed to be. My tool settings for the UI, I have them on a side panel. You can auto hide those if you would like. I don't have mine there. Color palettes, we'll come back to color palettes in a little bit if we have time today, if not another day, and explain some of those. And I hope we have time today. Then global colors is just a color scheme that they have. You can add and delete. I have taken out everything but the black and the white. That's the only ones that I really wanted to keep as quote unquote global. Okay, your screen button colors, let's make it fun. You can choose a light or a dark. It really doesn't matter what it's called. You can even rename them. I just left mine as the dark. I just know that's which one I'm using. If you click on the arrow, there's where you rename it. And then you can kind of click what color you want your background to be, what color you want your bars to be, your preview text, your folder background. And then, so here's another section of it. And it all depends on what is showing, whether it's the light and the dark. So I made mine the same because I just like it the same universal the whole time. You do what you would like. If you want it to be different colors so you kind of know which setting you're in, you're more than welcome, obviously, to do that. This is your document. So that's that. Highlighting and rulers, I don't use those, so they're there as well. Some of this other drawing and hand recognition stuff, I would recommend going through every one of these just to make sure. Obviously, I use Procreate, I said. I like the double tap for an undo, 2-finger double tap, and then a triple tap would redo something, and so that's how I have it set up to do the exact same as Procreate would do, so that I don't confuse myself going back and forth between the programs. Okay, follow links immediately is done. Selection, guides, draw loops to select, auto select within shapes, all of this stuff. Just kind of go through it, make sure it's set up for you. The text formatting, in the US where I'm at, we do month, day, year. If you do year, month, date, whatever you're used to, then please change that to match you. If you're used to a 24-hour time format or a 12-hour time format, choose those. Edit text mode in the place or in a window. Now, this one got changed on me the other day and it freaked me out. Hence, I was a little frustrated. Yesterday morning, I was even messaging yesterday evening, I was messaging one of our other DPC moderators and asking, what in the world have I done? What did I click? This is where I found it. I was editing text mode in window and not in place. And so every time I would click to put a new text in, to type it in, it would bring up like a Zoom window on here. Well, when you're primarily using white ink and your Zoom window is white, it was getting a little frustrating, I will say. So I couldn't figure out how to turn that off. So I just started going through every setting possible. That's where it was. It's hiding in here. So I thought I would share that before it frustrated someone else. Restrict your zoom out to page. You can do that if you would like. It's totally, all of the stuff is totally how you want to use the program. So play with it, see what it does to you. Just remember what you've played with. I wouldn't recommend changing it all at the same time because then you won't remember how to go back and change it. Okay, handwriting recognition, English, yes please. Letter shapes. If this is kind of, you want to go through here, if this is normally how you draw your letters, then that's what you want to pick. And there are other options that you can just continue to kind of scroll through for all your alphabet and everything else. It kind of helps it recognize you and learn you a little faster when you first start the program. Again, there's a bazillion and one things in here you can tailor to you. So that's kind of that information. Let's go back in here to my YouTube examples. Remember last time we did our tabs, and so I still have my tab up here, my spot tab and my meal planner tab. And there's our spot page where we worked on pulling some images over. We can do that again too if you'd like. Okay, the menu bars that we were talking about, this is my side menu bars. Okay, if you click on the little arrow and hold it, these are all the tools that you can choose. So if this 1-to-1 ratio little zoom piece is not right here, is not the one that you want to use right now, you don't want that on there, click and hold it. Click, let's say we want to do the pointer. I want the pointer back up there. So see, I clicked on pointer, now my pointer is in that spot. This little guy is great if you are having trouble rotating it, if you like to handwrite in your journals a lot. This guy, if you take 2 fingers and kind of rotate it like I just did there, make sure you're clicked on one of your pencils and you can write, except that my pencil's not thick enough. You can see where I'm changing that here. Spot. Okay, so you see how I kind of angled that? If I was trying to write straight up and down, that just angles my wrist a little not comfortable. And so trying to turn that does definitely help it. So once you kind of go back, pinch it real quick back, it will jump back to where it's supposed to be. So that kind of helps you there. The eraser key up here at the top is where my vertical, on my vertical side. So I click on him. The way I've got my eraser set is if I just click and hold, he gets bigger, and I just trace back across what I want to erase. You'll notice, I think I said last time, when you push down a little harder, your eraser gets bigger. When you you loosen up on your touch, then the line loosens up and becomes a little finer. So that's kind of the taskbars and the settings. So you can kind of see that. Then over here on this side is a very cool little piece as well. If you'll see, I can do, this is my page, okay? Up here, if I click on that, that goes away. That's my page box that it was talking about, or side view. So this obviously goes back a page. This is my, where I can see all of my page views. So I'm on currently page 17 of 80 in this notebook. I can go scroll to the right. I can add a page to the left, add a page to the right. We talked about that a little bit last time, making your master page that you want it to add every time. We do that. There's your page settings. So you can, this is where you would do that. Set your screen or your page to be what you want it to be, blank, all this stuff. So that's where you would set all that up. Right now we're going to go here to our page views and we're going to talk about that for a little bit. So in our page views, I've got my home page, I've got all of these. They are numbered under there. It's just really hard to see because I've got them a light pink on a gray. If you scroll down, you will see all the different templates. This is another reason I love DPC and Jennifer's stuff, is she gives you all these templates with her notebooks or journals. So we've got all these templates down here. So let's say next to our spot one that we worked on up here, which is page 17, we are going to want to put a, let's say we're going to track our spots for the month. And so let's find a cool little tracking sheet. Maybe this guy. It says to do, but we're going to use him for a tracker instead. There you can see him. Okay, up at the top it says edit. I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to go back down here to my to do. I want to click on him. I'm going to go back up here to the top again. I want to copy that page to, and it's going to ask me which page to. Yes, I believe spot was number 17. So I'm going to say copy. Okay, now if I scroll back up here to the top, see my spot? He was 17. My page went right after him. So now I have that there. If you want to keep adding this page, you can just keep doing the same thing. Click on him, copy to, 17, copy. It'll add a second page to it. So I've got a page there and I've got a page over here. So that kind of helps you there. I don't really want two of these, so I'm going to delete one of them out, which I just clicked on, the one I don't want. He's highlighted in red if you can't see that. It's kind of hard to differentiate. And then I go up here to the top of the page and hit the little trash can. So he's gone. Yes, I would like to delete that page. Okay, so next, okay, let's say, oh, I think we just deleted both pages. That was good. So we'll go back in and do this again. Copy to 17, yes, please. Let's say I wanted this guy before spot. I didn't want him after. I pull him over and drop him. That's as simple as that to reorder your pages. So I'm gonna pull him back over there where he belongs. And doing it this way, I have found it does not mess up my tabs that Jennifer has in place for me. If somebody else finds that different, please let me know. We will figure the answer to that one out. So far, so good. So that's how I did that. We're going to click done because we're done with that. I'm going to click back on my new little page. So it's going to jump over there. Okay. Now, some of you are asking, so that's kind of how I move things page-wise amongst stuff and deleting, reordering pages. So moving and adding images and text behind and in front of things. Okay. Let's go back over here. You guys know I told you last time I keep all of my stickers in GoodNotes. So I'm going to open up GoodNotes here. Okay. Let's go to, we like the sunshine right now. Let's go to Sunshine Vibes. Okay, let's pretend like we're not in spot, and I'm going to take this little guy. I'm going to go up here on my GoodNotes and get my buttons back up here at the top. So last time we showed you, you can lasso them and copy, bring them over here and paste them. This time we're going to do something different. We're going to use the image button. We're going to just click on them. We're going to use our finger because the pencil sometimes messes it up. I'm going to make sure it zooms in. So I've picked it up and grabbed it. And I'm going to bring it over here and drop it. So I've got my split screen. So I've got GoodNotes over here and ZoomNotes over here. So I just clicked until it zoomed, pulled it over here and dropped it, and it went right in. So sometimes that might be easier for somebody, and that is perfectly fine. We want you to use this thing and use it to the way you can use it the best, to the best of your ability. So that's how I would do that. Okay, let's say I've decided I wanted to make a desk. Let's pull the desk over. So let's zoom in. Pull her over, drop her, zoom her in over here. Okay, so now I've decided, oh, let's see, I wanted to add the paint. I don't know what I'm going to do with this little, well, let's do this paint guy. I don't know what I'm going to do with this little paint guy, but we're going to use him. My hands are so cold, it's not even going to work. Okay. There we go. So, okay, we've got our paint guy there. We'll put him here. Okay, let's go over here. There's our little guy that I want. I want to use him as kind of like my canvas. So I'm going to click. I'm going to pull him over here. Going to make him smaller. I don't really want the paint. Okay, see how my paint kind of fell behind? I'm sorry. See how my paint kind of fell behind my canvas? I don't want that. So I'm going to click on my canvas and hold it until my little menu bar comes up. I'm going to scroll this so you can see better. Until my menu bar comes up, I'm going to click Other, and then look at all of my options. I can cut, copy, duplicate, delete, convert to text. Don't need to do that because I'm not writing. Train text converter, we're not going to work on that right now. Clear my page, copy properties of the page. I can do all kinds of stuff from right here. Aha, ordering to the back or to the front. I would like my canvas to go to the back, please. He's going to sit kind of behind my desk. Or maybe I decided, no, I really want my desk to be behind. So then I click on the desk, click and hold, maybe click and hold, Other. Going back up here, I want it to go to the back. Now then I have layered my images the way I want them to be layered. So hopefully that helps somebody too, because I know there was some confusion on that. So kind of just to help you figure out how to do your layers. They're a little bit easier in ZoomNotes than they are GoodNotes. GoodNotes, you strictly have to cut and paste until you get them in the correct layered order that you want them in. Okay, shapes. I have not played with shapes very much, a little bit, so we're gonna play with some shapes here. Our shapes icon is a little smiley face. I can zoom in there, there he is. So we're gonna click on him. Now let's say I wanted to make a star. Oh, hi, how are you? That's not what I picked, but thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to play, Polly Penguin, excuse me. Okay, so these are the shapes, okay, that I have saved in here. These are all DPC stickers that I use often. That's what shapes is for. It is not the drawing that you would think shapes are. That is this little guy up here. He looks like a squiggly line. That's what he does. This is more of that. So you can go down here to the bottom. If there's certain stickers that you know you use all the time, you can see some of these. There's Polly that popped up because I use her a lot. You can see some of these in here. So you can add them down here at the bottom with the plus signal. Okay, fine. Nope. Stop. Polly, thank you for showing up again, but we don't need your help. Okay, so let's say we liked our canvas. We want to, Polly, go back up here to my pointer. Clicking on my canvas, maybe. Thank you. I would like to make her one of my shapes. I use the canvas a lot, so I'm going to decide I want to add that to it. So, and this is a strictly, you guys, I haven't used this very much, so we're going to learn this one together. I can't remember if I need to grab it or copy it, so I'm going to try copy. I'm going to go back to shape, click on that. Let's see if that one went in there. It did not. Okay, so edit maybe. No, I don't want to edit. Let's add. First, select some things to turn into a symbol. Okay, so let's try this the next time. Let me play with this symbol key. I know one of you asked about that. It is your stickers, and I have not done it since I first started ZoomNotes about a month ago, and so I obviously don't remember what I'm doing on here. So that will be the next time around for sure. So since we're not going to touch on symbols, let's work on some color palettes. Which is very, very useful in all of DPC's planners. Come with hex codes, HEX codes, and I will show you what that looks like over here. Let me get back over here. this is what her hex codes look like. So this is all, and this is all free on her website. So if you download one of her notebooks, you will get the hex codes that go with it, or in other words, you will get the color palette that goes with it, so you can match your colors of your writing and your text in your journal to match. So these are all of these. This is the one that we're currently using, the Crafty Vibes and Sunshine. So that's what matches this notebook that we've been working in. Okay, we are going to go back up here. Oh, hi, I'm still clicked on symbols, so Polly's gonna keep showing up. Go back to my little cross arrow there. Let's go back to star. Let's just do a blank page, please, thank you. Okay, let's say I am writing. My favorite little pen is, sorry, my phone is missing too, there we go. Is this little guy right here. So I love this pen because he does more of a calligraphy style, and that's how I like to write. So use Zoom, remember how we work him. Okay, I went ahead and added all of my pen colors. If you click on that, you'll see my palette down here is my Sunshine palette. I always add a gray, a black, and a white to it as well. And so right now that's the only palette that I have left in there because I deleted them all because I didn't like them. They didn't match my planners. So if I needed a new one, let's say, let's make a Lotto Llama. That was a fun one. Let's make a Lotto Llama kit. So we're gonna add a new palette. We're gonna ask for our names to show up. You notice it duplicated the last palettes that I had in there. I'm going to delete my Crafty Vibes out of this one because that's not gonna be the name of it. It's gonna be, excuse me, it's gonna be Lotta, typing with one hand, so please bear with me. Lotto Llama. And I did not do it last time, but I like to label everything at the front with just our DPC, so I remember that's the one I'm using. Not that I would ever, because like I said, I don't have anything else that's not, but just to keep consistency there. There we go. Okay, now if I click on this guy, okay, I can click and hold. When he turns yellow, kind of throw him to the top, throw him away. So click and hold. Hold on a minute, click and hold, throw him away. So, and you know, we're clicked on her, so you'll notice she's getting smaller and smaller. Click on her, throw him away, click on there, throw it away, click, throw it away, click, turn yellow, green, thank you. Turn yellow, green, that sounds kind of funny. And two more, maybe, go away. Thank you. Go away. Okay, now I've got my black and white in there, correct? We all see that. Okay, so what the easiest way to do this right now is click out of there. We remember our little image over here that we can click on and grab. We're gonna grab our Lotto Llama hex code image, and we're gonna maybe touch it. There he goes. Wait till she zooms, pull her over and drag her. Now then, you'll see why I did that here in just a second. So I'm back on my pen because that's where I was last time. So I'm back on there. My pen color. Okay, you see this little droplet, like it's like an ink drop up here. This is one of your favorite little guys. You're gonna click on her. You're gonna click on that teal, and you can't see it because it's in there, but you can see those numbers popping up. That tells me that I have that teal color. So then look down here. My pen color changed to teal. So now I know I have her in there. So I'm gonna click on that again. Go down here to Mixer, because that's the one that I'm on. That's the color that I'm on for my Lotto Llama set. I'm gonna click and hold again. See my yellow square pop up. I'm gonna put her over here and drop her. And that's that. So I will do that for all, there happens to be 6 of them in this one. I will do that for all 6 of those. Like I said, I keep black in there, so I probably won't add black. But that gray, I will change my gray to that gray. You notice I deleted the other one so that I still have a black, white, and gray, but then I also have her other 4 colors that goes with Lotto Llama's kit. So that's kind of a quick synopsis of how I do those. Like I said, subscribe, comment, tell me what you guys would like to know more of. I will figure the sticker thing out, and I will make sure I will write that on my little notes right now as we're talking. We need stickers for next time. then we can kind of go from there. And then also, girls from the DBC group, the girls did tell me, the moderators did tell me that there is already a video that tells you how to do a dashboard if you have any questions about that in the files and announcements section. So, or not the announcements, the files section. So if you go there and click on the ZoomNotes, then in the comment section, Megan's done a great job of going through and kind of organizing that. So hopefully this helps you guys. And like I said, subscribe, comment, tell me what you would like to know more of, and I will definitely learn it. If not, I will figure it out, and we will do this again soon. Thanks. Bye.